What is going on, my dummies, and welcome back to another Deck Tech. And today we start our 1.5 deck list. And this deck list is one that is dear to my heart. I really do love the initial build of this deck, I guess is the way I should say that. I have done little testing with other stuff from 1.5, but I have played with stuff that's from the 1.0, such as the Red Omnimon. I've played against the Blue Flood deck. I've played against the Rust Tyrannomon deck just to see how it goes. It's got a fair matchup against most of those. This deck, however, has a really good matchup against the Blue Flood deck. And the purple deck, the purple Rookie Rush deck, has got a really good matchup for. But I'm gonna get into it, and I'll let you guys be the ultimate deciders of it. So for our Digitama, we have Kapurimon. So when 1.5 comes out, we won't have the starter decks. If we had the starter decks, I would say use the Kapurimon from the starter deck instead. And there's also some other cards that would be cycled in here too, like the ToyAgumon would be the different ToyAgumon from that starter deck, etc. The Gotsumon will become the Agumon, and so on and so forth. Like, there'll be different changes for when the starter deck comes out, but until then, this is the build for set 1.5. Just normal Digitama during your turn if it has reboot plus 1000 power. That's really good for one of our level 6s because our level 6, the one I'm speaking of, has reboot already built in. It doesn't need the ToyAgumon, but it still is a really good card to have. So yeah. Next up we have Gotsumon. Gotsumon is one of those cards. It's 3 to play, 0 to evolve, 3000 DP. It's one of those cards that slows down Rookie Rush because, like, purple Rookie Rush and green Rookie Rush, they do have a lot of power, but sometimes you can trade or overpower the rookie, so it makes it hard for your opponents to attack with them. So that's why he's in here for the Rookie Rush strategy, because otherwise black just has a bad time against it. Next up we have ToyAgumon, 3 to play, 0 to evolve, 1000 DP. Inheritable ability is gives reboot, which is pretty important because we play a good bit of blockers here. But the reboot is also important because with our blockers or with another card that's in this deck, the reboot is kind of important. It means our opponent can't attack our stuff, and them not being able to attack our stuff means that we're doing a good job. Next up we have Commandramon, 2 to play, normally 0 to evolve, 3000 DP. Now, you can play Harugumon in here if you want to play him in here. They have the same exact stats. Does not matter which one you play. I just like Commandramon because he's a little soldier dinosaur, so cute. But yeah, just our base vanilla. Nothing else really going on for that. Next up we get to our level 4s, and then going on to level 5s. We have Numemon. Now, if you wanted to play something that cost a little more, Tankmon is in the set 1.5. I like Numemon because it's 3 costs to play normally. 1 to evolve, 3000 DP. The other one I think is 5 to play normally, 1 to evolve, and he has like 5000 DP. So, like, Numemon is basically the same cost as some of the rookies in the deck. And that's why I like the Numemon more, because if we need to play the level 4, we're not giving our opponent a crazy amount of memory, just a little bit. But he's just vanilla, nothing more, nothing less. Next up, we have our inheritable skill Digimon, which is Greymon. 4 to play normally, 2 to evolve, 4000 DP. The inheritable skill is during our turn, if it has reboot, it also has jamming. So that's important to note because the Greymon, like I said, one of our level 6s already has reboot on it. So we're able to give jamming on that no matter what. Even if the ToyAgumon isn't a part of the ride or the evolution chain, we still have that jamming on it. Next up, we have Gururumon, 5 to play normally, 2 to evolve, 4000 DP. This is a security check Digimon. There's one for every color. All of them have the same exact stats. So, for example, the red one is Greymon, the blue one is Edamame, so on and so forth. Like, every color got one. But when it's checked on security at the end of that battle, we put the Digimon in play. In my opinion, this is really good against the aggressive strategies because we're able to get a level 4 for free. If it's in the first little bit of security without our opponents doing anything crazy. Next up we have the first level 5 being MetalGreymon. He's 8 to play normally. 3 to evolve, 7000 DP. This one is actually really good. Upon testing, like Black Blockers was the first deck that I did. And I never got to say this during the Black Blockers because it slipped my mind. This has reboot in itself. So if you have the Greymon up under this, you have jamming. So you're able to swing without killing your Metal Greymon, unless you, of course, turn over something like a Terra Force / Gaia Force. I think it's Gaia Force. But unless you turn that over. However, his inheritable skill says if the Digimon has Reboot, we get Security Attack +1. So with the Greymon, we'll have jamming and Security Attack 2 on whatever Digimon has those up under it, which is a really good skill. Overall, I really do enjoy it. Next up, we have our next level 5, which is Etemon. Edamame is a blocker. He is 7 cost to play normally, 3 to evolve, 6,000 DP. So a little less DP than we would like for a blocker, but it's okay. We want him to die. He has an on destroy ability, reveal the top 5 cards of our deck, and we can play 1 level 6 Digimon whose name contains Edamame amongst them and put it into play without paying its cost. Put the rest on the bottom in any order. So basically what we're doing is, you can see him on the screen, we're looking for MetalEtemon for that. So it's a free level 6, and of course, like I said, you can easily use the Alter S afterwards. After the Edamame dies on their turn, they pass, and then you just play the Alter S. Really good strategy, like with the Gururumon. So you go Gururumon, then you evolve into Edamame if they attacked. And then you just have it so you can block the next turn. If it dies, then you get a MetalEtemon if it's on the top 5, and the next turn you can Alter S, which is a really good combo against the rush strategies, or like people that like going a little wide with big dudes. That sort of thing. Next up is our level 6s. We have CresGarurumon. This is the one I was talking about that has Reboot built in. It's 11 cost to play normally, 4 to evolve on a black or red Digimon. Remember, you can play this in a red deck if you wanted to. 11,000 DP. It has Reboot, and when we Digivolve into it, we can look at the top 1 card of our deck for every Digimon our opponent has, and put a level 5 or less Digimon from among them into play without its cost. Put the rest on the bottom in any order. So basically, we can search for the Edamame and put the Edamame into play for free off the top. And then the Edamame will search for the MetalEtemon off the top. So like that's pretty much what the strategy is being able to search the deck during the mid game and just keep gaining card advantage by putting stuff into play for free. I think black is the only color to do it right now. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think I am wrong. I think blue does it too. Or is it green? I don't remember. But they rely on putting everything into play for free. Next up we have MetalEtemon. MetalEtemon is 12 to play normally, 3 to evolve, which is pretty cheap. 10,000 DP, which is really low. During our turn, he can't be blocked by our opponent's Digimon. Meaning, his damage is going through. Now, one thing I do like doing is being able to go ToyAgumon into Greymon into MetalGreymon into MetalEtemon, because he can't be blocking. It's always 2 security, and he has jamming. So, like, it doesn't matter what his power is. And then he untaps himself during our opponent's turn because of the Reboot. It is really dumb, and I do very much enjoy it. The next ability he's got is during our opponent's turn, he gains 2,000 DP. So if we're not able to give it the Reboot, he at least has 1,200 or 12,000 DP, which is pretty significant. Next up, we have Omnimon Alter S. 15 to play normally. We're never going to do that. And then 6 to evolve on a red or a black, level 6. 15,000 DP. Really big dude. When we Digivolve into him, all of our opponent's Digimon de-Digivolve by 1. And then we destroy all of our opponent's Digimon with 5,000 or less power. Now, the important part to know about this card, a lot of people don't give it enough credit. I'm going to give it the credit I believe it deserves. As long as your opponent has cards that are level 5s or lowers, you board wipe whatever those cards are. I think there's only a handful of cards that get around this destruction that are level 4s. And those are vanillas that are more to evolve than normal. So like this Alter S is really good. It in my opinion is going to whoop a format. And changed how Japan plays from the deck list that I've seen. So, yeah, he's super solid card. Really hard to deal with. Next up, when he attacks, we can take a level 6 Digimon from his devolution source and put into our hand. So we can take the CresGarurumon, we can take the MetalEtemon and put it back in our hands. and he can't be blocked for the rest of the turn. So, for example, if we get the ride all the way up to CresGarurumon, and our CresGarurumon has Reboot, Jamming, Security Attack +1, we swing and we get rid of 2 security, the next turn we can go into Alter S on top of the CresGarurumon to bounce it back to our hands. And on top of that, we're gaining the De-Digivolve skill, and he's got still the Jamming and the Security Attack and the Reboot. And then on top of that, sorry about that, and on top of that, he can't be blocked. So, like, we're swinging hard the turn after that. So, like, I like him as utility. You don't have to play 3 if you don't want to. You can change those, how I build my decks, and I say this in every video that I try to, that I make. I do a 12-12, 8-8 split. So, 12 level 3s, 12 level 4s, 8 level 5s, 8 level 6s. That's just how I like my deck builds. I found it rather consistent. And the last 10 cards that don't fall in that 40, I call the optional cards. Those are cards that are tamers, option cards, level 7s. If you want 2 extra rookies, put them in there, like that kind of thing. So that's how I build my decks. You don't have to build it that way. There are exceptions, like Purple Rookie Rush has an exception to that. Or I think a Pure Dramon might be one too. But yeah. We're going to keep moving. We have 3 looking back at the good times. Now, originally when I built my Black Blockers deck, I had Infinity Cannon. Upon further testing, this card is dumb. It's 4 to cast. Security effect we add to our head. The main effect, we trigger De-Digivolve 1 on one of our opponent's Digimon. And if that Digimon's cost is 4 or less, we delete it. That's the important part. If the cost is 4 or less, not if it's level 4 or lower. If its cost is 4 or less. So if we have, for example, I'm going to scroll up here. If somebody has us Numemon, 3 cost to play, 4 cost to play, like it destroys them. That's another reason I like playing this Gururumon, because 5 to play normally. So yeah, very good card in my opinion, not to be underestimated, because more than likely you're killing level 5 with this for 4 memory. It is super good, not to be underestimated. And next up, we have Joe Kido. 2 costs to play normally. He is in set 3, or 1.5 for us. At the start of our turn, if we have a card that has blocker and are on the field, we gain +1 memory. Security effect, just like all tamers, put it into play without paying its cost. Now, I think we play 12. I could be wrong. Let's see. 4. Oh. I play 8. But if you wanted to have extra ones, you can take the Gururumons out, and you could play the Guardromon if you wanted to. That's not a bad idea. I might go back and change this deck. I thought I had more than that. I don't ever have a problem having Joe's effect go off, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that is the deck in a whole. Let me zoom out here so everybody can see. But that is a deck in the whole. If you like the video, leave a like and comment. Let me know what you think of the deck. Any decks that you want to see from 1.5, I'm here to listen. I will try to get it out as soon as possible. I try to do 2 to 3 Digimon decks a week. I try to get 2 to 3 of whatever series I'm playing on the channel, whether it be Pokemon, a Digimon game, a Mega Man game, something that I grew up playing in my childhood. But, and subscribe. I know a lot of you guys aren't subscribed. Daily content, I try to make it and as friendly as possible. You guys mostly have the reins on everything that you want to see. But without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.